Lucas Fageron, and their coach is Jerome Mazars. Here's the Germany side. Who are some of the players in this 16 that we should be looking out for Germany today, Crawford?
We've got some real leaders on the pitch in Benedict Edwards, who plays middle, alongside Lennart Palm. And then some danger men out wide. If we can get the ball to them, we have Florian Tetieu, Flo, as we call him, and also Felix Lemmer.
So plenty of quality. And with that, the siren goes, and we are underway. Germany attacking the line to your right-hand side. That siren that you hear to get us underway, well, that starts and ends every half. So our clock continues to tick. It's pretty accurate, but it's not the official timing. So listen out for that siren as we come towards the end of the half. A little bit of an uncertain start there for Germany. Coffin at possession, and that looked like a forward pass from France, but Yannick Bidzek can go forward. Oh, and splitting the gap as well. There comes the touch. So Duchateau, the number 10 from France, has to go a few steps backward and roll the ball, play the ball where the touch was made. France, 4 meters short. There's that looping pass, and that's been picked off. Schlossmacher there with an important interception. And Germany can go again from deep.
Yeah, this will be a real good opportunity to test our drive. This is one of the things we're really working on yesterday, and we saw some real development. So hopefully we can make some good ground against the French.
Taken in there by Tutu, up over halfway. Steady progress being made here by Germany. Tutu again for the corner. Oh, the touch coming in there just as it looked like he was going to make it. I think that wry smile says it all. Well, he was jogging back to the halfway line as though he thought he'd opened the scoring there. But there's no wool being pulled over the referee's eyes. Mike Green, Bruce Lockie and Bronwyn Wake in charge for this one. Oh, again, looked like that could have been forward. Ben Edwards just trying to unpick that French defence, and it remains 0-0.
Yeah, perhaps had another option on his outside there, Flo. I think he was just waiting for the winger to make a decision so he could make that pass easy for himself, but in the end the guy gets the diving touch on him.
Well, Germany can be flying up there because they thought the tap had been made. These teams will be working in sets of 6. You get 6 touches and then the ball must be turned over. France striding through there, looking to put some width on it already. There's no kicking allowed, and is that a little break up the right-hand side? No, Chiletti was touched. He's going to have to go all the way back, so that'll give Germany more time to set their defensive line. It's Milo. On a dive for the line. Mike Green
touch, yeah,
calls that there's been a touch, and that'll be a turnover. Those dives are a characteristic of the game that you'll really start to enjoy the more you watch, and sometimes it's amazing quite how far they go from, Crawford.
Yeah, definitely. It's a skill that really needs perfecting. At my club recently in Berlin, we've really struggled because we've switched on to AstroTurf rather than grass. It's obviously not something you want to dive on so much.
It's certainly not something you can slide on.
No.
It is something you can grind to a halt on, though. Yeah. Germany conceding the penalty there. There might have been a bit of space for Burgot on the wing if they could have got it there. There's Malar, where number 5 initiating the touch. There's the attack on the line, and there is the opening score. Remy Melo makes it France 1, Germany 0. There's one of those dives that we were talking about.
And you see these tall guys like this guy coming off here. They can dive from 5 meters out and really slide along the floor and get the ball down.
Well, here's something to watch out for. France here, the number 5, Maxime Malar, actually reached out and initiated the touch, meaning that France were in control of the pace of the play. They didn't give Germany time to set, and that's a well-worked touchdown. France 1, Germany 0. Another handling error there. Felix Lemmer, the guilty party.
Just making too many unforced errors here, and we're going to be punished if we keep giving the French the ball back in these positions. They're doing the same as well.
Well, France were appealing for a penalty there for German interference, but it was Cyril Pezzani making the mistake, and now Germany, good field position on a nice step to buy a couple of meters there from Felix Lemmer. And Germany really need to take advantage of these good field positions.
Definitely. When we get up the field from tap-off and we're in the red zone, we really need to work on our line attack and hopefully produce some results.
There's the long lofted pass, just
That's not what we want.
a little bit too much on that one. It's the right idea from the winger, attacking from deep.
It's difficult. You need to be patient sometimes and condition these defenders, move them around rather than try and force it on first or second. That's one thing we've been guilty of a little bit.
Oh, lovely footwork there. France's number 6, Theo Burgot, swoops the body inside and France come forward again. Here is Burgot, off to Bizek. Oh, this is quick from France. Oh, and a lovely pass. The second score, it's out wide. And Fabien Celletti makes it France 2, Germany 0.
Yeah, he's definitely their danger man, number 6, Theo. Seen him a lot at European competitions. He's got an excellent scoop, really fast, got really good pace, and has the passing range to find his wingers or links wherever they may be.
And Fabien Celletti there, the French right winger. Relatively straightforward finish for him in acres of space. How did Germany respond? Back to within 20 metres. Shy of 6 minutes gone here in the first half. Got a little bit of ball in this part of the field, but not really been able to forge any opportunities as of yet. Maybe this is where it changes.
But you see here the French really anticipating. They're only really sending one man up so the rest of the defence doesn't have to retreat back to the line to make the touch.
Well, they've got a fresh set of 6 here. Again, France look very comfortable in defence. There's the dive for the line, the touch coming in from Duchateau. Fresh set of 6 again. France trying it on with referee Mike Green. That ball clearly coming off a white jersey. Back-to-back sets of 6 in that red zone here for Germany. They really should be looking to make something count. As France takes the touch. Lockman Ho.
Yeah, Alexander Ibbert's pointing out there, they're really not moving up. You have to move up in the game of touch, because you're at a massive advantage if you don't as defenders. And the ref's given a penalty for it, I believe.
Another penalty, and they were lucky not to get another penalty again there, because Yannick Bidzek, the number 8, interfered with Alex Ibbert as he was going towards the line to take that penalty. 7 minutes gone. Germany. A good field position here. Stocker not quite giving the option that was expected of him. Oh, and there's a dive for the line. Mike Green having a good think about this, and it is another Germany penalty. And France is ill-disciplined, certainly costing them territory, but no touchdowns at the moment.
Yeah. Germany's subbing in their other middles here, hoping that they can produce something different, perhaps get a try on the board.
Substitutions can happen at any time, as we see a turn of pace and just running out of field on the right-hand side. Chitu.
That's the kind of situation we want to get Flo in, though. He's got really good feet. He's actually a ballet dancer by trade.
Oh, and there's a dive for the line. A step inside. Oh, but the touch has been made. Firm eye on the referee there. But he might have given that one. 8.5 minutes. Germany have been down here for about 2 minutes now. Oh, and there's a dummy. And again, the faintest of touches. And finally, Germany complete the set of 6. The ball's turned over, and France can come again. Oh, and there's the first dummy. Chur sent the wrong way, and France drive forward. That's 2 touches made, and they're nearly up to halfway already. You see the replacements coming out of the box. 3 touches. Oh, and a mistake from France. Just guilty of forcing it there. Sometimes it's the best option to take the touch, but Germany, their own worst enemy at the moment. Ben Edwards with the fumble, and they cough the ball up to France. Will have a fresh set. Bang on halfway. Well, they might not need them at this rate. A diving touch coming in. Oh, to stop Theo Burgot. He is dangerous, isn't he? He's got those short steps that just get him up to full speed.
Definitely, you'll find his team setting up scoops for him as the game goes on and players get tired.
Here he is now, Theo Bergeau, looping pass off the right hand.
And he's got that range, it's fantastic.
It's almost a carbon copy of the second touchdown, and it's France 3, Germany 0.
However, it's been given us forward.
Let's take a look at this. And they weren't careering back to halfway, were they?
Yeah, still
2-0. Alive, yeah, still 2-0. Quarter of the way through this one. 10 minutes gone. France 2, Germany 0. Germany will probably be happy with the amount of territory they've had, but probably not happy, Crawford, with what they've done with it.
No, the conversion rate down this end's been poor. Oh, here we go, though.
Here we go.
Lovely
some fast
dive.
hands and an opening score. Alan Stockton halves the deficit. France 2, Germany 1. And a lot more incisive that time. Germany going quickly, catching France flat-footed, and it was this pass here, drawing two men. And a lovely finish from Stockton.
Definitely. What it's lovely by Paco Francisco, he slows down the whole pace of the game, he points someone out, and then he just gives it that impetus, gets a 3-on-2, and Leonard Palm with the quick hands on the end to finish it off, and Alan to score it.
Game on. France back on the front foot. Oh, and there's a dive through the two middles. The referee likes it. And with their first attack having conceded, France restore the 3-score lead. France 3, Germany 1.
Yeah, they look like they mean business. They're a bit annoyed at conceding, I would think, and that's a good response by the French.
Oh, great footwork from Bitsek. The big step off the right foot. And then changes that direction, straight back on the left, through the two middles. And the diving finish, 3-1.
Here's Jasper Pull, our captain for the tournament. It's nice to, we now have a German captain. We often have a lot of expats that take over that role, but really developing the game in Germany and having kind of authentic Germans as captains and leaders within the team.
Number 5 just playing the ball there. Here's Jasper Pull, kicks the ball back. He's sent forward to set it up, just loses his footing on the way in there.
Long ball.
Oh, it's a diving finish. And Mike Green not happy with it.
It's something he's definitely got in his locker there, Alan Stockton. You'll see it more and more as the game goes on. And he's shown it in this tournament. He's been unlucky. A lot of people getting the touch at the last minute, but showing his acrobatic skills nonetheless.
I think you've got to continue with your processes, because then it will come off at a key moment and make a big difference. I think the ease at which France can get into the red zone will be worrying Germany. There's another flat pass. And they're going back to the middle. Well, there is a great diving finish on the left-hand side. France 4, Germany 1. The combination of the catch and the dive, there was no margin for error there. That flat bullet pass.
Well, that looks like it might be one of the interesting duels in this game, those wingers against each other. There's obviously a bit of a battle going on there, both in defence and attack, and that'll be interesting to see.
Valentin Merlot. Textbook wing play from France's number 14. Linares. Oh, this one really opening up now. Couldn't quite get it out to that left winger and force a one-on-one. Again, France with the infringement, so Germany with a penalty. Bang in the middle of the pitch, 8 metres from the French line.
You see Leonard Palm here, he loves his quickies. This is when he'll take the touch, step over it and immediately get it back. He'll look to condition the defence and force them to make a decision, and then yeah, basically exploit them once they're set in their ways.
There is Palm, he's the man wearing number 13. Germany a little bit narrow. Now they try and go wide. There's a dive through the middle. Oh, and it's been awarded. I'm not even sure Germany thought it was.
No.
They were getting ready to play the ball. Linares slid through, and that is another score for Germany, 4-2.
That's typical Taco, that is typical Taco.
How do France respond as we approach 15 minutes? Cruised up to that red zone, still got the 2 touchdown advantage. Germany's mirroring, a lot better on this occasion, not giving Theo Burgo the space that he wants. Here's Pisani. Burgo drives towards the line, the inside pass, and Pisani not quite quick enough to get onto that one. Just over 15 minutes gone. Still France 4, Germany 2.
That's a good inside shot by Lockman Ho as well. He's really tracking his man. Need to be quicker on that sub-box interchange there.
France had all the time in the world to come up then, and they only crept into shot right towards the end. Tutu trying to set Stucken into space. Just letting him down, the Germany right winger.
It's obviously the first game of the day, and having been on the pitch, it is still a little bit dewy. There's a little bit of moisture there, so maybe you can blame some of the handling errors on that, but there've been a bit too many for my liking, I think.
Yeah, great for slides, not for catching. Oh, there's a diving finish. And they're claiming it as well of France. Germany stood stock still, ready to receive the ball. That one not awarded, but France do look sharp on those diving finishes.
Yeah, definitely. They're the more dangerous team going forward, and they've been more efficient considering they've been down in Germany's red zone slightly less, and still leading, obviously.
Just looking at some of the German players actually slipping and sliding as they're dumping. Maybe that moisture is playing a part underfoot. Ben Edwards there, so close. He was pointing to players with the ball to tell them where he wanted them.
But the ref's given a penalty here for offside, is that? I'm not sure. So despite the error, Germany remain in possession.
I think Germany have made more handling errors than they'd like, but the amount of penalties that France have... Oh, goodness me. I was going to say that France have coughed up in their red zone, but both teams letting each other off the hook at the moment.
Definitely. Against a more clinical team, I think, either team would be suffering a little bit. But it's one of these occasions, you know, the French keep giving away penalties for either offside or not moving up on the line. And eventually the ref needs to take a decision and you know, give someone a forced sub to send a message to tell them they need to move up.
We only had one forced sub on the pitch yesterday, and that was Mark Singh in the Wales 40s team, because he was pretty much beating people up in every contact zone. It was a tough old game, that Wales match early on. And that was against France as well. France were 2 scores to the good, and Wales came back to win that one 7-3 as Maxime Malard couldn't quite pick that one up off the toes. I think both of these teams perhaps taking the first 20 minutes to shake yesterday out of the legs. Both played 3 matches yesterday. It is a tough old schedule here at the European Championships. In all competitions, 312 games will be played over the 4 days. And all of the teams are going to play at least 10, which is a crazy schedule.
Yeah, it's tough on the legs, these 4-day tournaments in particular.
Well, they do get Sunday off, though, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, I think that'll be a recovery day after the antics of Saturday night, I think.
What you mean is the official closing ceremony where the athletes pat each other on the back and celebrate a great tournament, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. It'd be great to have a nice beer together and chat about the games with each other.
Nottingham, a great fun city to do that in as well. A minute of the half remains. France looking to extend their lead, and that is exactly what they do. Yannick Bizek, wonderful individual effort from France's number 8. France 5, Germany 2. Again, it's that little bit of individual skill that's separating the teams at the moment. Bizek picks it up. It's actually a massive change of direction off the right foot.
Yeah, that's Felix Lemmer on the inside there. He needs to shut a little bit harder and cover the back of Lennart Palm. That's definitely not what we need. it reaches the stage when you've had this many drop balls and you just need to have a little word and shorten up the passes or maybe make them a little bit softer, because it's becoming a real problem for Germany.
Even if you just drive and drive and drive and remember what it feels like to complete a set of 6. Oh, lovely inside ball. The touch has come in, and that's a really good touch in the end, because that was fast play from France. Listen out for that siren then. We're into the last 10 seconds on our clock. France running out of time to get another score. Germany with a couple of touches to hold out. France, though, assaulting the line. It was right on the siren, and that takes us to half-time. It is France 5, Germany 2. Well, if you are new to the game, a very warm welcome to you. I've got a video now for you to watch to learn a little bit of the rules about this sport.
Touch is a minimum contact sport where the aim is to score more touchdowns than your opposition. Touch team is made up of 6 players on the pitch with up to 8 substitutions. Those 8 substitutions can roll on the pitch at any time. Touch can be made of mixed teams or single gender teams. In a mixed team, there is a minimum of 1 man and a maximum of 3 men on the pitch at any one time. At an international level, touch games are made up of 2 20-minute halves.
Half-time, girls.
But at all levels, you can have varying different half lengths and periods of time.
To describe a changeover, it's as a result of a mistake. So mistakes can be from dropping the ball.
Stay on! Ball's down. Just the ball down, girls.
When the play has gone over the sideline or beyond the dead ball line.
Touch 27! Good.
And during play, when the acting half runs with the ball and gets touched.
12 all the way, 12 still, good!
And the most common one is on the 6th touch. That's when the possession gets changed over also.
Well, that's the next match on pitch number 1 today. 12 live games are bringing you England men's 40s against Wales men's 40s. As it says there, watch, support and enjoy. You can watch it live. Of course, we've got people joining us all over the place. If you're watching on the BBC, a warm welcome to you. If you're watching on the social media outlets of England Touch, a warm welcome to you. If you are on those England Touch YouTube channels, you can also watch the matches going on pitch number 2 as well, but those do not have any live commentary on. This one, however, does, and it's half-time in the men's open competition. France 5, Germany 2. Those are the players just gathering their thoughts ahead of the second half. Crawford Matthews is alongside me. This one not done and dusted as a scoreline. However, I think Germany have got a few fundamental improvements to make for the second half.
Definitely, definitely. It's a bit of a strange half-time because I think Germany will definitely be disappointed in their performance. However, considering their performance, the scoreboard's not too much against them. You know, they're still in this game. They get a few early scores and they can make a real game of it and have an exciting, tense end of the game with France.
And likewise, France, they've been clinical when attacking, but in defence they've made a lot of mistakes, and they're lucky they've not been punished.
Definitely. Well, in terms of the amount of possession they've converted into tries, they've been really good. But yeah, if you keep giving away penalties, you're just not going to see enough of the ball to open up a substantial lead.
20 minutes gone, 20 to go. Germany will be attacking the line to the left of your screen in the second half, but France will get us underway with the first attack. As you can see in the background, there is touch rugby wherever you look. One of the England teams warming up in the top left of your screen. Just to the right of your screen, out of shot, is the fabulous Vaughan Parry Williams Pavilion. We're at Highfields in Nottingham for day 2 of the 4-day Touch Rugby European Championships. We're going to be taking you through all the way to the conclusion of this great competition. Between players and officials, there are over 1,000 people involved, 17 nations, 62 teams, and 312 games over those 4 days. Away we go then with the second half. France with the first opportunity to attack. Here's Yannick Bitzek. He got himself a score. A bit of a fumble there by Barriat. Bullet pass and another superb wingers finish. Valentin Merlot. That's his second one of those in this match. And he sprints back to halfway. Again, I think his celebrations, he's kicked that straight back to the middle, but let's take a look at this replay. The ref might have brought it back for a forward pass. Superb athleticism. However, Germany off the hook. The ball went forward. That sideline referee in a great position to spot that. And I think that's good news for Germany, because conceding straight out of after half-time would have been a bit of a hammer blow. So Germany getting their hands on the ball for the first time in the second half, taking it up to that right-hand side through Palm, the captain. Oops, that one a little bit too high for Herrera Martin, and it remains 5-2. Obviously the ball went forward and the touchdown doesn't count, Crawford, but in terms of what you want from your wingers on the finish, Valentin Merlot.
Yeah, that dive is a real skill in itself. Like, you see a lot of rugby teams practicing that specifically now because it's so important in the game. And even in touch, when you just need the tiniest bit of contact, it's also a very important skill.
It's a strong drive from France. They've cruised through the middle, but now they need to find a pass. Oh, and they do. Wonderful composure. And this time it does stick, and it's France 6, Germany 2. Look at this work here. Yannick Bizet goes from half, so can't score himself. Splits the gap between the middles. Now he has to find a pass. Now is when it gets difficult. Knows that his winger's in space. Number 11, Fabian Celliti, is out there.
Well, it's tough there for Aaron Herrera because one of the guys missed his assignment on Mirror. So Aaron's got 2 guys to take. He comes in, the pass comes out, he tries to get to the guy, but he just physically can't get there in time.
France 6, Germany 2. Yeah, the ease at which France have been allowed to get into the red zone. They're so quick with those dumps up the middle. Touch been made on Remy Merlot. Fagaron back to Moreau.
Here comes the sweep. No.
A loss of control there in playing the ball. A fundamental mistake that might cost them in a game that's a little bit closer, France.
I think one thing with the drives with Germany, a lot of times you see us taking our first drive and the pace isn't really there. And you really set the platform, you establish the whole pace of the drive from the first time you take the ball. And so we need to be a bit more energetic about it and get those
like going sideways here.
Yeah.
It's like they drive quickly towards the box, but then the next touch is almost wasted because they go sideways, they don't make any progress.
Yeah.
I know it's important to get fresh legs on, but it seems important to be direct at that point as well.
Yeah, in an ideal situation, obviously the sub-box move is kind of more automatic, and yeah, the players are in the exact right places when you need them. Maybe blame this on a little bit of kind of early morning tiredness shaking off yesterday, but I'm not really sure.
Rosset, ooh, well taken there by Pezzani. Not sure he was expecting that pass. It's a dummy inside from Cote-Barreau. Pezzani. Mallard through the middle. Puts the brakes on.
And you see now the Germans are doing what the French did to them in the first half. This ref isn't really penalising not moving up, so they're just waiting on the line, so they have a minimal amount of meters to retreat back to make the next touch.
Godbach with the knock on there, ball goes to ground. Germany back in possession, but having to do it from deep. This is a much more direct drive. That's 2 touches. And more fluid out of the subs box this time. 3 touches, up over halfway. 4 touches. Now.
And there you go, you get the ball in good field position with some good momentum, and you can really set up an attack.
Well, here's the last touch. If they're going to make something happen, it has to be here, but it goes to ground. Another penalty, though. France, their own worst enemy when defending their line. Here are Germany diving for the line. The touch has come in. And the touch successful. Cyril Pesani, the man diving to prevent the score, should I say. Here's Lemmer. Another dive for the line and another touch. Mike Green, the man in the end zone there, calling the shots.
It's unlucky, that's an incorrect roll ball from Felix Lemmer. However, you can't be making the touch, you can't be initiating the touch there in attack. It's just way too close to the French line, and they only have a few meters to go back and then come up.
Again, very direct, marching forward and marching Germany backwards. Oh, and the overlap and the score. Fabian Siliti with his second score of the second half. It's France 7, Germany 2. And it's an old adage in sport, you can't compete with pace. And France were lightning for that one, Crawford.
Yeah, definitely. You see again Theo Bogard in the middle. He's got excellent feet. He always makes very good decisions. And then he sets up a really good 3-on-2 on the outside, which the French execute really well. In a game in which we've seen a lot of drop balls, when it really counts, they've put it to their advantage.
France 7, Germany 2. 2 scores for France in the second period. It was 5-2 at half-time. Move into the men's 40s next. England versus Wales. A bit better from Germany. Just toppling over. Losing his balance there. Here's Pult. Edwards waits.
Oh, that's a miscommunication there by the 2 middles. I just don't think they realised it was last tackle. And the French are keen on it, and they're starting their drive really well.
Up over halfway. Only 2 touches made. They're going to have a real opportunity to assault the Germany line here. Again, it's that man wearing number 6. He is hard to handle, but a good touch. Looking outside there, I think he was expecting a winger on his right-hand side.
Yeah.
There's Falgaron. No touch made there on the half.
That's absolutely excellent by Francisco Rivera. He's playing to a good system there. He's they're mirroring because the guy who's gone through the line can't score, and he takes on the effort and makes a good touch.
A touchdown saving touch, in fact. All kinds of carnage with France making their way back there. Germany with fresh legs and fresh lungs off the bench at over halfway. Suggestion of a heavy touch there, but referee happy to let it go. There's a better drive from Germany, sending France backwards. Now they get to within 5 meters. What can they do with it? Lokman Ho gets the pass away. Thought it was going to open up there. Doesn't need one more. Oh, he could have just dived and scored it. But great evasion and a fantastic score. Alan Stocken goes in on the left-hand side. There's a conflab between the referees here.
It looks like he's going to give it though.
And the touchdown stands. France 7, Germany 3. And that was a well-worked German score.
Yeah, well, excellent feat here by Paul Robin. He gives the ball to Alexander Ibert. I think he can maybe dive himself and be a bit more clinical. However, he's got the skills in the locker with a good long pass right on a plate for Alan Stocken, and he just has to do that excellent dive again and finish it off.
Well, much better from Germany. A little bit of evasion then when I thought the opportunity had gone.
It just shows you the value of quick feet in this game. You know, if someone's stood flat and you can just turn them on their heels a little bit and exploit their space outside of them, then yeah. Here come the French though.
On straight back. Lennart Palm making the touch. 7-3, approaching 10 minutes of the second half gone, 10 minutes remaining. Space through the middle again.
That's a good shot inside by Lennart Palm.
Good defensive set there from Germany. The key for them is stifling the pace of that French attack, and they managed to do it there in that set of 6. Here they come, up over halfway. Towards the end of this set.
That's very difficult for Jörg Schlossmacher to take there on the wing. That's a high ball. It's maybe gone a little bit forward. You're asking a lot of him there.
And the way France march forward, very impressive. Difficult to defend, and you know they're perhaps giving themselves an extra touch or two to have a strike on that German line. But Germany's defensive discipline, once they've got to this part of the field, has been pretty good. Here's Bidzek, pass off the left hand, put forward there by Bastien Cote-Barreau.
That's a really good decision there by the German winger Alan Stocken. He's got to make a decision. If he doesn't come in, that guy scores it very easily. So he's just got to come in really hard and hope that he can, you know, touch him or interfere with him enough to put him off finishing that try.
Felix Lemmer went for a long turn around the outside then. I thought for a second he might get there. Couple of touches, just waiting for support.
Yeah, Felix is one of our younger players with a bit of pace, and so you'll often see the other middles who aren't quite as pacey trying to put him in these situations and essentially have him act as their legs for the set.
Poult there, just taking his eye off the ball, looking at where the French were before securing it. Plenty of time left in this one, and plenty of pace at that left-hand side, pinning back the ears, and then finally having to put the brakes on Fabien Silitti. Shows how dangerous he can be, though. Great pace from the left wing.
That's good inside cover from Jasper Poult. He's just in a tough position now. He's made a really good run back to cover on the outside, and now he's got to do some tough defensive work in the middle against the French, who are setting up some attacking moves.
No, step inside, and another good touch. Revilla this time shuts down Burgot.
It's really impressive. You can obviously see Francisco Revilla with the knee strapping. He's come back from a pretty serious... Oh. And that's a try for the French. Yeah, he's come back from a pretty serious knee injury, and yeah, he's really worked back up to full pace, and you'll see him really covering the guys and anticipating the step, which a few months ago when he had that bad injury would have been unthinkable, but yeah, he's recovered very well.
Yannick Bidzek goes over again. And in terms of sort of knee injuries and ankle injuries and hips and other lower limb things, it's no surprise really. You've got to be incredibly well fit, and also you've really got to look after yourself to be able to maintain these kinds of schedules.
Definitely. I think looking after yourself in between games is the big thing at this tournament. You've got to know what kind of a warm-up is good for you, what kind of nutrition you need in between games. And yeah, just ice those wounds or those injuries, and really try and yeah, just look after yourself.
Yeah, well, some of the co-commentators were saying yesterday they're watching players walk around in between games, and oh, here's the opportunity. Has the touch been missed? Yes, it has. Waltzing in is your ballerina. Tietzu takes Germany up to 4. Well, I didn't even realise there was a gap there. Let's have a look at this for a finish.
Yeah, he's showing those dancing feet there. Yeah, and the French are a bit devastated to have missed that read, but that's really good feet from him. Those are the kind of situations we need to get Flo into to expose the French.
France 8, Germany 4. Really have been some moments for the Germany team in this one. Oh, there's some lovely feet through the middle, stepping past two German defenders, Duchateau. Now slowing it down is Berriat. Waiting for the touch, waiting for the strike. Here we go, Berriat out to the left-hand side. A little bit more space, but they don't need it. Through the middle, Duchateau. France 9, Germany 4, and every now and then they take it up a gear.
Yeah, just when the Germans think they've got back into it, they've got a good score. They've done this a few times, the French. They just come up the other end and score and re-establish that lead that, yeah, with 5 minutes to go, looks not completely unassailable, but pretty unlikely that the Germans will be able to get back into this, unfortunately. From my perspective, at least.
Well, we've got Germany in the men's open later on today as well, facing Switzerland in the 5:20 tap-off. You can join us for that one. One of 12 games we're bringing you today. Next we move to the men's 40s, England versus Wales, then the mixed 30s. As Germany look to put some width on it, but again the winger not quite within range to take that pass. It's England versus Ireland in the men's 30s, then the women's open, Belgium versus Scotland. It's looking more and more like France again. Day 2 off to a winning start. They're 9-4 to the good here against Germany. Plenty of positives for both sides and plenty to work on as we progress in day 2. France looking to get it to double figures, but this time it evades that man, Valentin Merlot. Didn't stop him diving full length for it though. That's certainly his party piece.
And they've actually given a forward pass there, I think, so even if he'd managed to finish it off with that spectacular dive, it wouldn't have counted. Yeah, I think for the Germans it's obviously pretty tough, you know, playing against established or more established rugby nations from France or Britain, and so we'll really look to build into those games against similar teams that don't have the same rugby tradition, such as, for example, Switzerland, who we play later on today.
Keep your eye on that one. That's the one where it all comes right, I'm sure.
Hopefully, yeah, that's the plan.
Approaching 37 minutes. Remember our clock, it's not an official timekeeper. We listen for the siren. Oh, a diving touch there, an important one as well by Stucken. 3 minutes to go. There's Bizek on the ball. Passes it off to Berriat. And here's Burgo. Oh, the diving take from Bizek, unsuccessful. And look how keen Germany are to get on with it. Rolling the big man away from the ball, desperate to start this latest drive. 37 tough minutes, still a bit of energy in those German legs.
And that's one thing that's been slightly characteristic of the French, I must say. They are very, very hard on the touches. You see this at French club level as well when you play at international club tournaments. This must be one thing they very much practice, and it definitely puts you off going into the touch, particularly when you're trying to set up a move.
Well, it must be quite subjective in terms of refereeing to know what's a heavy touch and what isn't, because some of these French touches are certainly borderline, and if they did get picked up on them, it'd be interesting to see how quickly they could adapt. They can play that. Should be a fresh set of 6 for Germany here.
Definitely, but at least the refs, they've been very consistent, and so this is one thing, you test the ref out early on and you establish what he's going to penalise, what he's going to allow, and you've got to give them that. They've been consistent, and so the players know the standard to play to.
There's Lockman Hope wearing number 6. He's going to be a guest in the commentary booth a little bit later on. Belgium versus Scotland in the Women's Open. Should we tune in for that one, beginning 11:30 into the final 90 seconds. Can Germany finish with a flourish? They were 3 down at half-time. They're 5 down now into the last 90 seconds. Here is Lockman Hope. Offloads to Ibet. It's a long way round from there, and Berriat makes the touch. Chitu, number 14, just prowling towards the ball there, but that'll be turned over. Remember that superb touchdown he scored
Yeah, he wants that ball more. That's why you can see him sometimes moving around the pitch into slightly unconventional positions. But he just wants to get involved, get on the ball, because he knows what he can do for the team.
His footwork was so good, it even confused me for that touchdown.
It's off the mark there by the French.
Referee Mike Green marching the French back. Had a lot of errors in this game for France. Really has been famine and feast with them, because when it's been good, it's been a joy to watch. Final few moments then of match 1 of day 2. France 9, Germany 4 in the men's open competition. Chichu just getting tagged there by Bizek. Teams warming up in the background ahead of the second round of matches. There goes the siren, so here's the last play. Ball goes to ground, and that will be full time. France 9, Germany 4, Crawford Matthews. Your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, it's slightly disappointing. There are a lot of errors that I think the German team would want to cut out. But ultimately, you're coming up against a slightly better team in France. You know, they're more kind of practiced. The synchronization in the middle looks a lot better than the Germans. Yeah, I think we lost to the better team, but the manner of the defeat is something I think we'd like to change if we could.
Well, thank you for